Hi everyone. So I noticed a few comments that were left in the most recent guide, which was how to defeat the secret source automaton slash constructor for xilonen. And I realized that some people seem to have really big gripes with the boss because they believe that they need to quote unquote like sell Natlan characters or something and that they're really afraid of it being an abyss problem. So I decided to dive a little deeper into it and just kind of use my entire roster and see what works and what doesn't. Because in the video, not only did I show that Kachina is able to be, ideal for the boss, but on the other hand, I also used Geo Traveler, where I was able to put down a Geo Construct and just jump on there. So I figured that even though that I didn't show it in the video, I not only went back and recorded more of my units going on top of those pillars with their special abilities, but also decided to go further. Like use Xiao, use Keqing, use, I don't know, KIRARA, and you'd be surprised on how well some of these methods actually work. So I don't think people should worry too much about the whole, oh, this boss requires a not long character. Because people seem to not really freak out about it, even though that some bosses were genuinely unfightable in Fontaine, like the whale, for example, where if you didn't have an Usia or Numa character, you genuinely had to like wait out 5 years until you can do some damage to the boss. So for this particular thing, I just wanted to do a quick and easy sort of showcase on what units can and can't get on top of the pillars and get the boss into the DPS phase. So first of all, obviously let's start with the beginning. We have xilonen, right? And Kachina. They're both people from the, I believe it was Children of the Echoes. And if you use the skate ability, you can just easily glide up, smack it real quick, and then with Kachina, you can just do the same thing here, where you can just stomp it real quick with a drill and be done. But here, you can actually use the other Natlan characters if you want to, although a bit jank. So Kinich, you can just grapple upward and then just smack it. And Mualani, even though that she can't climb it, she can actually just make the jump, right here. And you can just walk into it, and you can just launch into the air like this. It's actually hilarious. So, honestly, I was pretty surprised as anyone else. Obviously, outside of Natlan characters, you have Geo Traveler, which I did showcase here, right? You can just go around and climb up, smack it real quick. But here, let's use Zhongli. Zhongli here, I just put down a pillar here, climb up the shaft, and then just smack it real quick. And with Albedo, I can put down one of his Geo Constructs, his little flowers, and then come into Bean and just smack that thing after riding up the elevator. That simple. And of course, Kazuha, one of the easiest ones, just press E when you're midair, smack it, or hold E when you're on the floor to, I don't know, not save time, and then you're good. Xianyun, also the same way. You can just go up there with her Catalyst abilities, and you're good to go. And with Scaramouche, you can also just straight up press space, hover up a little bit, and just go around, smack both, and you're good to go there. So your options are already plentiful. Let's continue though. For Xiao, if you just activate his Elemental Burst, you can just jump up there, no problem. And you don't have to do anything finicky like I try to do here with the diving attack. Just straight up jump to the next pillar and you're good to go. And of course, if you want to be a real OG, just use Venti's hold E skill, glide up and shoot an arrow at it, and you're good to go. And who can forget about Keqing? Keqing can straight up just teleport there with an aim to E. Go over there, smack it, glide on over, and then just repeat the same process with all the other characters such as Alhaitham and Chiori. Speaking of Chiori, here we go. Just fly up there real quick. I kind of messed up here. Ate my input, but it doesn't matter because I didn't die. And hilariously, KIRARA is able to do that. She can just climb up. Her little jump is high enough where she can just mount onto the side of the pillar, and you don't have to attack or anything, just walk into it. And unfortunately, here's where things don't work. Garnier, for example, her Elemental Burst, you can see that little shields appear. It means that they're blocking her attacks. Same thing here with Ayato's Burst and every other AoE stuff. I tried using Kazuha here as well to maybe like get a swirl here, but the swirl only applies to like the bottom side of the thing. So you can see that it's hitting the boss, but it's not doing anything else. Navia, same way. Unfortunately, my wife cannot hit the stuff up top with her cannonballs, and it's just kind of how it is, unfortunately. And a few more things that don't work. We also have Farina's 3 summons. They don't attack anything. And unfortunately, Ito's swings, even though that they have massive range, cannot hit the stuff on the top. So that's just a shame as well. So yeah, I hope this clears up just the majority of the stuff, because I genuinely feel like people were overreacting and freaking out for genuinely no reason. This whole situation almost makes me think of like when the Ruin Serpent was introduced into Abyss and everyone was just freaking out because they didn't realize that the serpent actually just appeared at set locations, but they were more focused on the fact that they couldn't just nuke it with their Raiden setup because they didn't have 5 seconds to properly time how they used their elemental bursts, so they complained it was like the worst boss or whatever. That was one of the stupidest things I've ever seen in Genshin, and it still pains me that people still think this way, like today. But you know what? Like, it is what it is. But at the end of the day, this video just serves one purpose, and it's just to show that you're not limited to using Natlan characters to fight this boss. You don't have to do it. And, like, sure, maybe, like, not being able to climb the pillars with any character is annoying, and I do agree with that. But it doesn't mean that you have to use Kachina or you have to pull xilonen to use this, you know, like, it doesn't have to be that extreme. So I hope this video helped out. I hope this video eased your mind a little bit. Like, you don't have to freak out now saying that you'll never get your 36 stars in Abyss. So good luck. Have fun, please. Don't fucking argue in the comments and throw that shit like if it's like shit from a monkey. And yeah, catch you in the next guide.